entrance to the unit is here, and these are hallways that come across. Now in each one of these, there's no storage space built in here for traditional recliner or carts. If we would have had to use that model, the rooms aren't big enough to hold both, so we would have had to store one or the other. And they can't go in the hallway because of fire code, so I would have in each hallway at a minimum, because the hallways are at least 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, they're at least 70 feet long. So I would at least have to have one in a central point where I would have to eliminate one room that would only be storage for either beds or recliners. And the nurses would have to travel, go get the new one, bring it to the space, get the patient out of the old, put them in the new, then bring the old, clean it, and put it in the storage. And that would have to be in each one of the hallways. And space and arrangement down here is paramount. So if we needed every bay that we have to make this work. The design is such that the ED is on this side, this hasn't been done before that we know of in the country or in the world, where our peak busy time is 5:30 in the morning until about noon. So we start to just slowly drop off at about noon. At about noon, the ED at 5:30 in the morning is very, very low, but at about noon they start to ramp up. So what we can do is kind of, if you've been at a restaurant where at 5 o'clock, it's rush hour, the whole restaurant's open, every one of the tables is out there, but then as the night goes on at 9 o'clock, if you come in for supper, the whole restaurant's not open. They've pulled back to closer to the register or to the kitchen or to the bar area. One strategic area is how they pull back, and that's how we'll kind of pull back to this nurse's station here. That will then allow for the ED to fill in behind us to the space, and so we didn't have to build twice the space. And in my time in the morning when we're busy, we'll flex into the ED where they don't need the rooms, strategically, and then pull back away. So the whole idea was around maximizing the clinical space and being as efficient with the money as we possibly can. So many hospitals that have been recently built were overbuilt. They underestimated the rapid adoption of outpatient procedures, so they have huge units that just are not, they looked at population boom with the baby boomers and thought their inpatients were going to really go up. Well, so they got crickets in some of their wings, and we just were tasked with not repeating that mistake. So this helps us. And then in the next phase, each one of it was built with expansion in mind, so that we can then take some of the stuff that's our front door and just move it closer to Oneida Street.